Hello everyone, I'm Jack Newton, a movie critic for the internet, and today I'm giving you my review for Deadpool 2, which I got to see yesterday afternoon, and I'm here to give you my reviews, and of course I'll probably do a spoiler review, of course. In Deadpool 2, which is initially directed by David Leitch, who's done John Wick and John Wick 2, he's a new director for this movie, taking over the director. In this movie, you get to see Ryan Reynolds as a merc with a mouth, the red strangled type of dude who has such great wit back together in this movie, and I loved. And they said initially in this movie, he's of course, Colossus comes back in time. He comes back in time and faces on with Deadpool, and he's like, shit, he has to protect this kid. While doing that, he has to still recruit he still has to work with the X-Men of Colossus and Negasonic Teenage Warhead and recruit, and while doing that, recruiting his own X-Force, essentially. And I thought all that's kind of going on in this movie. I won't give too much of the details away here today in this review, but this is spoiler-free. But I would say this, because of course, the first Deadpool is one of my favorite superhero movies of all time. It's super great. I loved it. I watched it again about a few days ago recently just to refresh my memory. I love it. It's such a good comic book movie. There's three certain categories I'll say about this movie. Does it deliver as a good movie? Does it deliver as a comic book movie? Does it deliver on a comic book sequel promise? And does it deliver on sequel's promise? So let's discuss how those. First, is it overall? Does it work as a good Deadpool 2 sequel? I would say for the most part, yes. It doesn't really explore much of anything else, but I don't know what I mean by that. But I will say it explores a little bit more background for certain characters, and I thought that was really smart. I really liked that a lot. I also really liked how it kind of gave new room for other characters to come in. I really liked that, even if some others don't entirely get that treatment in my mind. Does it work as a superhero sequel? I would say yes. It actually ups the scale. It ups the product. I think the action is actually much more developed, and I love that more. I think the villain is much better. Again, I love how in this movie, the first half, not to give anything too big away, is essentially Cable's, the first half of the movie, Cable's a villain. Then kind of shifts and then it's like, oh shit, no. It's not really the kid's a villain in the second half, but it's more of, let's try to focus instead of the kid, because you don't want him becoming a villain further down the line, because they don't want him to kill, because they know they will trigger off certain events and how they could change him in such a colossal way. See what I did there? For the record, that was actually purely quite coincidental. I actually do think this movie does work as a movie overall. What does it do better in this movie than the first? I think it had better action. Again, a bigger scope. I like how they went to like Tokyo and Japan and stuff like that. I love how it does up the scale and the size of it. Because it's essentially an X-Men movie as well. Not to give anything too big away. Oh shit, that's a great one. Okay, I need to calm down. I thought the action was greater. I loved how you kind of up the scale of it, make it feel a bit more worldly in a way. Also, I thought the villain was better. Like I was said, first half of the movie it focuses on Cable as a villain. Like shifts on there's like shit. No, they don't want the kid becoming a villain down the line. They don't want him to do certain events. And it kind of forces him on luckily bonds in the way of that. I like how that has that angle. I thought the action was better. The villain was better. I thought it was really, really well done. It handled all the storytelling really well. The way they recruit the new X-Force members is hilarious. It's great. And it does something which I thought was very clever, which Deadpool does, because it has a great sense of wit and creativity about it. You're like, oh yeah, of course, an X-Force type of approach. But you gotta see the movie to really realize what's happening with that. I also really love how they made it much more of a centerpiece for Deadpool, for him as a character, to really explore him a little bit more emotionally. Though the comedy is still here and it's still great and fresh and wonderful. But it's not perfect. The movie is not perfect in my mind. This is where I will get to my problems. Again, I love the side characters. I thought they had hilariously great moments. I thought Zazie Beetz as Domino was great. I thought Copycat was great. I thought Deadpool's wife was great. And all that. But here's some of my complaints about this movie. Number one, it's nowhere near as funny as the first. I'm not saying that if you compare the strengths of the best comedies, I'm not saying when you compare the best jokes in this movie to the first, you'll probably be on par. But I thought this wasn't as funny, and when there was jokes, sometimes I thought they were a little bit misplaced, or they weren't really used to great. In fact, I would say like out of a 10 ratio of jokes in this movie, I would say a good 7 out of 10 jokes in this movie do work, while some of them don't work. Like for every 7 that do work, there's a couple that don't, either misplaced or not as funny, or just not funny at all. But then again, some of the best comedies of all time aren't like that. So yeah, that's that. I'll admit. But overall, I thought it definitely had some great jokes, but not all of them hit, in my opinion. Some of them misplaced. Also really love. Okay, my other complaint is some of the side characters that I got to see in the first were kind of rudely pushed to the side, like with Colossus and Negasonic Teenage Warhead. By the way, not a huge spoiler, but Negasonic Teenage Warhead, she's a girlfriend in this movie. That's great. I loved her chemistry. She's like, "Hi, Deadpool," and then I think it was Zazie or something. No, not Zazie, but shit. I thought her girlfriend was hilarious. I loved her. But yeah, some of the characters were kind of really shoved to the side. Not all the comedy worked. I thought the kid, while the performance was good, I don't really see why Deadpool had such a connection with him, why he would consistently come back to the kid. I just don't really 100% believe the chemistry there. I think the kid was good, but I still, in my mind, was like, you could have gotten something a little bit better. I don't really see why Deadpool would come back to this kid. And for me, that was a little off on it. So my problems recapping were some of the jokes not was that great. Some of the side characters were a bit too shoved to the side at times. And what else? I forgot what was my other complaints with this movie. But really, yeah, that's just the gist of it. But overall, do I think this is a good sequel to Deadpool? I would say sure. Is it a good sequel in general? Yes. Is it a good movie in general? Yes. And I do think, in my view, it may not be as good as at first, but certainly in my mind has earned its stripes to be a good sequel as a whole. To me, it's kind of like reminds me of like the first Superman with Christopher Reeve, where it's like the first one was so good, and the second one, in my mind, like because I love the first Superman, but the second Superman is kind of like is almost as good, not as good. It's almost is a good movie, but it hasn't earned. It's not as good as the first, but certainly in my mind, it's earned its stripes to be. In my view, deserves to exist. It deserves to exist. It's a good movie, and I do not regret it. And would I watch Deadpool 2 again? Honestly, in a heartbeat. I would really watch it again. It has problems for sure, But in my view, overall, it's earned its mark as a comic book movie, and I would certainly give it a pass. As like, when it comes to like, is it good or is it good? Is it will this one be remembered as one of the greats of all time, like along with the first? No, but I definitely do think it deserves its. Believe it. I would say this is hard to explain. I would definitely say it deserves to exist. I don't know if I could say the same thing for a new Han Solo movie because I haven't seen that. People say this is. I would certainly say Deadpool 2, in my mind, deserves to exist. And I do think, in my view, it's a worthy sequel to the first. A movie that I love. And while I may not remember Deadpool 2 as much as I will the first, I definitely will say it's a worthy sequel at the very best. And that's my review, everyone. Again, my rating system of 100%. When I give Deadpool 2 in my mind, I will give Deadpool 2, I'm going to give it an 87%. That's my thoroughly overall review. Excuse me, everyone. That's my overall review for the movie. I'll give it an 87%. That's my opinion on the movie as a whole. Again, as always, I hope to hear what you guys think of the movie yourself. Comment down below. As always, everyone, thank you very much for watching. And you can click right here to see my last video and a link to my channel for you to subscribe. As always, thank you for watching. And until then, thank you for watching and have a great day. Bye-bye. Oh, yeah, wait. Stick around for a spoiler review because I will do one. I promise you that. Bye-bye.